Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I'm going to be totally frank with you. I'm re-recording this. I did an 18-minute video and I just blew my gasket. I just absolutely blew my gasket. And I know some of you get off on that. But this video is quite serious. And to be honest with you, I think I'm so upset by the whole business of the comic book industry right now, that it's just erupting out of me, ladies. At the moment, I'm just going to very quickly say the industry's burning at the moment. It's burning, and it's burning because of its own failures. Nothing else. The mainstream comic book industry, the direct market, is burning because of its own faults, from the distribution through to the people they've been hiring that have got absolutely no respect whatsoever for the materials, the characters that they're picking up, who are more interested in their own ego, celebrity in inverted commas, and agendas and politics that the customer suffers, who take to social media and berate and name call, vicious name call, their customers when they are dare challenged, when they put out tat after tat after tat, because they think they are beyond criticism. And because they no longer hire based off talent, they want to twist everything into victimhood. These people have entered the industry and they have torn it down. They are the instigators of their own downfall. They have nobody else to blame but themselves. But do you know what, folks? Do you know what? CoMicS GaTe is the hate group. I started to see this cropping up on Twitter, and it's been in a few places. I pulled a couple of examples over the course of the last week or so, over the course since the industry burnt to the ground, that this has started to crop back up again. CoMicS GaTe is the hate group. Tamara, CoMicS GaTe was and remains a hate group. Because when you're unable to take responsibility for your own flaws, either through devious ways or because your ego and vanity simply can't accept it, you have to, of course, look at something which is currently massively successful. Your industry's burning, but the Indiegogos, the CoMicS GaTe, the independent people who've decided to do their own projects, they are thriving. Absolutely thriving. But CoMicS GaTe is the hate group. And look, Mike Deodata has got a fantastic career behind him. And most likely a fantastic career ahead of him as well. That wasn't meant as a slight. It's done a lot of work with Marvel, Avengers, Wolverine, X-Men, etc., etc. Great body of work. But this blanket statement is just pathetic. Tamara, think of Image Comics at the moment. CoMicS GaTe was and remains a hate group. This is madness. Madness. If you think it's a hate group, if you truly believe that. But there again, we are talking about people who for the last 10 plus years have been calling their customers ists and isms and phobes because they simply have been critical of their work. And how bloody dare you? So when you hear words like this, it's meaningless again. These people And that is why the industry has fallen around you. But folks, this isn't it. This is the bit, this is still in the calm bit of the video. Yesterday, I did a video about this. About Rich Johnson, this pathetic small man, and his pathetic article. Where he wanted to talk about Ethan Van Sciver being a nasty. Ethan Van Sciver's Mean Street directed at creators and retailers alike. Rich Johnson is a nasty piece of shit of a person. He really is. And he knows it. He's a shit stirrer and he's been doing this for years. And what has he just done here? He's pointed retailers and creators at Ethan Van Sciver, at CoMicS. Because the mainstream industry can't take responsibility for destroying themselves, which is exactly what they did. And I went through this pathetic article, which is utter trash and very easy to tear apart. Very easy indeed. But do you know what, folks? Today, and Ethan has shared these, Ethan Van Sciver gets these personal messages from a guy who owns a comic shop who I believe it's only been open for 10 weeks. And it's now closed because of the current situation. Started your business 10 weeks ago and it's now closed down. And yet, who'd you go to? Rich Johnson points the finger at somebody who had nothing. I'm calm. Nothing to do with the collapse of the direct market. The freaks and the weirdos and the egotists, yeah, I got that right actually. They're the ones who destroyed their own industry. Ethan was run out. CoMicS was started because they were run out. Why were they run out? Well, they voted Trump. Out the door you go. They associated with people like Richard C. Mayer, who was a one guy on YouTube roasting comics. How fragile must your ego be that one guy in his house roasting some comics written by some buffoons really, really gets under your skin? My God, I would hate to be so weak-willed, so spineless that it got to me. But Rich, he points retailers. Where the problem is in the mainstream market, where they hired a bunch of freaks and weirdos and didn't decide to hire on talent, where they kept hold of people who created failure after failure after failure after failure. But don't worry, they tick the right boxes. But you dare criticize them, you're an ist, you're a phobe, you're an ism. Pathetic. Spineless cowards in this industry through and through, from top to bottom. And so this guy starts texting, "I'm coming to beat your ass, son. Why not make it a feature at an upcoming comic convention? Could be fun. I'm going to beat your ass either way, but let people have an opportunity to enjoy me beating your ass in public. Because it's Ethan's fault. He's got nothing to do with the mainstream industry. He had nothing to do with its collapse. CoMicS has nothing to do with its collapse whatsoever. But he had the finger. Point them at Ethan. And it's all very silly. And this guy's a bit pathetic. And he's clearly losing his marbles. But then... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter if I have a family or not. Did you vote for Trump? Oh my God. Crazies. Absolute crazies. But don't worry, Rich Johnson pointed the crazy out of the comic book industry mainstream and pointed them straight at CoMicS like the massive, pathetic coward that he is. And do you know how it ended up, folks? It ended up like this. Is this funny? Give me your home address and give the police an actual reason to be concerned. Because I will come to your house and blow your fucking face off your skull. That is a fact. End quote. Well done, Rich. Well done, Rich. You just pointed an absolute crazy at somebody who you don't like because they have been successful in spite of the comic book industry mainstream direct market. And people are so envious and jealous of the success that he's had that they will literally point people who will look to end him. And you know what the really weird thing is, right? All the normal people who have heard this, regardless of whether or not you vote Republican, Democrat, regardless of what country you come from, Conservative, Labour, etc., etc., all the normal people who have just heard this are just will be like, dear God, that is terrible. But you know what? All the freaks in the mainstream industry will be rubbing their hands. That is how disturbed they are. And that is how you destroy an industry. Because you let them in and you let them rot everything. Rot the characters. Push their own agendas. Create unsellable trash. Agenda, agenda, agenda. Ist, phobe, ism, if you dare challenge us. If you dare criticise us, ist, phobe and isms everywhere. And they will be looking at this and going, go on, oh, go on, go on. Tapped. And enabled by this spineless coward. And he knew what he's doing. He's a shit stirrer. He knew exactly what he was doing. The industry deserves to die. The mainstream direct market deserves to go. With enablers like... Sorry, I've just gone up. Keep missing it. This guy. Enablers like this guy here. Deflecting from the true people that cocked up to somebody who's actually making a success of themselves. Away from the industry. Who's connecting with an audience that says, hey, yeah, I'll give you my money for this product. And while the others are there going, go on, son, go on. Because this, and I got respect for Mike, but Mike, this is pathetic. I've got respect for your work, I truly do, but this is pathetic. This is pathetic. Hate group. You're crazy! Selling comics is not a hate group! You utter idiots! And that is why your industry is burnt down! Because you are fucking stupid! And you let them in the door, all the fucking crazies, every one of them, and they've torn down your business, and you can't handle it, and you're looking for excuses everywhere. Well, guess what? Grow up! And take responsibility for what you did. 3 fucking decades of my life supporting this industry. You cowards. Utter cowards.